Good afternoon, city gentlemen, the Doen. We're truly delighted to be hosting one of our listed corporates today, Nigerian Aviation Handling Company, Nahco, ably led by the chairman of the board, Dr. Sheyinde Fadeni, and the other directors of the company. And we're really delighted, and I want you to give them our usual welcome. As you're aware, Nahco is one of the leading companies in the area where they operate. And if you're familiar with their records, you can see the sort of performance they have been able to produce, which is really phenomenal, given the sort of challenging environment that we're operating in. They were able to pull through a 70% increase in their revenue, as well as 126% increase in their profit before tax. I think they deserve a round of applause for that performance. As is traditional, I will I've already chosen the chairman, so I will allow other members that are up here, members of the board, to also introduce themselves, but I can't not but introduce a director in our company, Dr. Farouk, who, as you know, is an ardent follower of this company, and he just has to be here to also provide his support. So I'll give the microphone to the chairman of the board, and then he can, I don't know if you want to introduce your directors or you want to just give them the microphone to introduce themselves.
Yeah. Thank you once again, CEO. Once again, my name is Dr. Sheyinde Fadeni, and we are really happy to be here. I'm the chairman of Nahco Aviance, PLC. I have my directors, both non-executive and executive directors here, and I will give them the microphone to introduce themselves.
Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Akin Fanimoku, Vice Chairman, Nahco Aviance. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Abdulhamid Aliyu, FCS 781, Non-Executive Director, Nahco.
Good afternoon. My name is Reverend Victor Olaya, Director of Nahco.
My name is Dr. Farouk Umar, a director with NGX Limited and a former director of Nahco.
Good afternoon. My name is Mrs. Bakari Adebisi, a director.
So we're done with that, so I'll just allow the rest of my colleagues here to also introduce themselves, but I could actually start by introducing the representative of CSCS, Mrs. Lawal, who is representing Aruna Jalo Waziri.
Good afternoon. My name is Godstein Iwenehai. I'm head of issuer regulation at NGX Regulation Limited. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Tony Beziako. I head the primary markets department of the exchange. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Abimbola Babalola. I head the trading and products at the Nigerian Exchange Limited. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So that's done with introduction. They have a long day to spend with us. I'm hoping that we have quite a bit of time to the close of the market, so that will give them time also to talk about all the various things that they want to communicate to the market today in their facts behind figures, events that we hold once the market closes. But having said that, I think since they are here on the floor, it will also be a good opportunity for the chairman to address the brokers concerning some of the things that they are looking to do as a company. We welcome you again.
Thank you once again. It's good to be here and to have face-to-face talk with the stockbrokers. And I'm sure, just as the CEO has said just now, you see the kind of figures that we'll be chalking out, and it's quite phenomenal. That's just the truth. We've done whatever we can do to make it right under the law, even though the country is very, very hard now with inflation, very high inflations. But what we have done is not just figures or things. We tried as much as possible to computerize our system. We've done a lot of cost saving. We've increased in profitability in so many ways. And I'll talk more about it later when we are talking about the facts behind the figures. And we will open our books and you will see what we'll be doing. And let everybody know that what we did last year, we're going to do much, much better this year. So let them go and buy more shares if it's available in the market. But I don't think it's even available because I'm looking forward to. Thank you.
Let me call on the doyen to respond on behalf of the brokers.
Thank you, CEO Onju Jamaica. And I congratulate you for making this platform available for our visitors and our people. They are well known in this market. And I also thank you for the way you try to explain the new exchange to all our visitors, and I appreciated that aspect of you very well. To our visitors and our listed company, I thank you for coming, for remembering this part of your responsibility, that you will always come to tell us what you are doing. So we are seeing that you are doing well. And they say, he that's dancing that doesn't see his back. It is those that are watching that say, you are dancing well or you're not dancing well. But in this aspect, we are saying you are dancing well. And first, I want to recognize one of our chartered stockbroker that is in our team. At least, like I said up, if you mold a mold and throw it into a pit, he said, I'm back to my maternal home. This is your maternal home, and we're happy to welcome you. Anytime you come here, we'll welcome you. And for Nahco, we're happy because, like I said up, I visited your facility and you took us around. And I know where all the millions are coming from. But some new brokers don't know. That's why we say you should continue your visiting to this market and come and tell us the fact behind your figures. And I congratulate you for what you are doing. And I will say you are doing well. If you go to the market and see the woman cooking beans and is cooking well, you have to pat her at the back so that she will cook more better beans next time. So we are saying you are doing well, although we'll hear from you when we get to the 20th floor to use your mouth to blow your fire and all that. So, but I congratulate you for what you are doing because you are doing well. And for doing well, I will say, Prof, you have to sing a family song for them so that they will be happy as they are going, so that they continue to do the good thing they are doing for this market. And Farouk is our idea, and he's always with us here. And like I told him up, I'm always happy when I see him because if they don't do well in the company, we tell them, and they will come here to meet with him and they will rub minds. Farouk, keep doing what you are doing good. Thank you and congratulations. And because we are going up, they say there's no long speech for evening service. Congratulations. Thank you.
CEO and chairman of this occasion, may I crave your indulgence on behalf of the traders who say they are still busy in the market. So as soon as the market closes, then we shall take the family song for them. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so if the directors still want to make remarks, I think they should go ahead.
In Africa, there's a fire burning inside, deep rooted in your soul. There's a wonder inside. There's a fire burning inside. Look at this spark where I like somebody in your heart. There's a fire burning. Yes, it's Johnny far, but we marching steady. No relenting, ever ready. And when it pass and it goes on plenty, there's no shaking. We're strong and solid. We stay focused. The goal is a thing. There's no relenting. Ever ready. We march, 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 no. I'm gonna forward, we dey go. Steady on the road. We know we are there. We got it, shining through the dark. Reaching for the stars. This is who we are. This is Africa. There's a fire burning inside, deep rooted in your soul. There's a wonder inside. There's a fire burning inside. Look at this spark where I like somebody in your heart. There's a fire burning. Yes, it's Johnny far, but we marching steady. No relenting, ever ready. And when it pass and it goes on plenty, there's no shaking. We're strong and solid. We stay focused. The goal is a thing. There's no relenting, ever ready. We march, 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 no. I'm gonna forward, we dey go. Steady on the road. We know we are there. We got it, shining through the dark. Reaching for the stars. This is who we are. This is who we are. shake it, we're strong and solid. Stay focused, the goal is setting. Let's know we landing never ready. We march, 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 march now. I'm on the floor, we dey go. Steady on the road. We know we are faithful. Shining through the dark, reaching for the stars. This is who we are. This is who we are.
CEO of the Nigerian Exchange and his team, the representative, no, I have the chairman there, the chairman of Nahco and his team, the representative of the CEO of NGX Co, Reshco, the representative of CSCS MD, and of course, I don't know, I heard Dr. Farouk's voice on television a few minutes ago, and here he is in person. So I recognize and I welcome you, sir, because you are almost everywhere now, ubiquitous. And my doing, sir, you have requested that in recognition of the outstanding performance of Nahco PLC over the years, that we should sing our family song in their honor. Therefore, it's a great pleasure to request that we all rise and join our hands like one unbroken family to sing the song after the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. For they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows. Hip, hip. Hey. Thank you very much.
Shall we pray, please?
the housekeeping rules and then the safety video in the next 1 minute. Thank you. The room seems a little bit cold. Shall you please turn to the next person sitting beside you to just wish them compliments of the season, just for that. Can we have that? Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Today we are gathered for this presentation by the management of the Nigerian Aviation Handling Company, and they will be letting us in on their financial performance and, of course, the strategic outlook for the future. We would also have a session for questions. Perhaps you would have questions for the management team. It is time, when the time comes, rather. Please ask your questions. You might want to note down your questions ahead of time. Yes. Can I quickly recognize the people on the table, starting with the management team from the Nigerian Exchange Limited? I have the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, Mr. Jude Chiemeka. And next to him is the Head Issuer Regulation, Nigerian NGX Regulation, who is representing the CEO of NGX Regulation, Mr. Godstime Iwenikai. And just walking in is the doyen of the market, Sam Ndata. Thank you. Now to the management team of Nahco. We have the chairman, Nigerian Aviation Handling Company, PLC, Dr. Sheinde Oladapo Fadeni. You're welcome, sir. And we have the Vice Chairman and Independent Executive Director, Nahco Aviance PLC, Mr. Akinwumi Godsin Fanimoku. Thank you for joining us today. We also have the Executive Director, Nahco Aviance PLC, Dr. Peter O. Obaberi. He is representing the GMD, Mr. Idranil Gupta. Next to him is the Chief Financial Officer, Nahco Aviance PLC, Mr. Adioye Emiloju. You're welcome. Also joining us today is Dr. Farouk Umar, the Director at Nigerian Exchange Limited. Next to him is Head Trading and Products, NGX, Mr. Abimbola Babalola. Thank you. Also today, joining us today is the Head ERM and Resilience Service, CSCS, Ms. Isioma Lawa. She is representing the CEO of CSCS. Thank you. We also have Prince Said Lassisi, Executive Director, Nahco Aviance PLC. Thank you. We have Mr. Tajuddin M. Shobayo, a Non-Executive Director, Nahco Aviance PLC. Thank you. Mrs. Abimbola A. Adebaki, Independent Non-Executive Director. We have Professor Eina Okpara. He's not around. Okay. We have Mr. Abdulhamid Aliyu, Non-Executive. And then we have Mrs. Adebisi O. Bakare, Independent Non-Executive Director. And last but not the least on my list, it is Mr. Bello A. Abdullahi, Company Secretary, Nahco Aviance PLC. And ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for yourselves as well. I'm so sorry for that. Reverend Vic, Non-Executive Director as well. Thank you all for joining us today. Now moving on, shall we please make welcome the CEO of the NGX, Mr. Jude Chiemeka, for his welcome address. Thank you. Please a round of applause. Thank you.
All right. The Doyen, if you permit me to rely on already established protocols, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to this event, which is fast behind the figures for Nahco. Nahco is one of our listed corporates that we really are delighted to be hosting today. And we believe that this opportunity presents them with an avenue to talk more around what they're doing and all the various initiatives around their strategy as an organization. But just from the results we have seen, we're really delighted. The company posted a revenue of 70% increase in growth, as well as over 26% in their profit before tax. So I think it's quite commendable given the sort of challenging environment that we find ourselves. So on behalf of the board and management of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, I'm really delighted to welcome you to this significant event, the Facts Behind the Figures presentation of Nigerian Aviation Handling Company, PLC. The Facts Behind the Figures platform is a cornerstone of NGS's strategy, underscoring our commitment to fostering transparency and driving engagement within the capital markets. We're delighted that Nahco has leveraged this platform to share its financial performance, operational development, strategic initiatives as well. Providing timely and accurate information enhances trust among market participants and energizes market activity, encouraging broader investor involvement. Nigerian Aviation Handling Company, Nahco, is a leading provider of ground handling services in Nigeria, catering to domestic and international airlines. Established in 1979 as a government-owned entity, Nahco has privatized and subsequently listed on the main board of the Nigerian Exchange Limited. Today, the company operates within the services sector, which boasts a diverse shareholder base and plays a pivotal role in the aviation industry. The Nigerian Exchange's services sector spans a diverse range of industries, including aviation services, telecommunications, logistics, financial services, insurance, real estate, and professional services. It is a significant driver of Nigeria's economy, contributing 54% to the nation's GDP in Q3 2024. Between 2019 and 2024, the sector accounted for a traded value of 50 billion naira out of the over 8 trillion naira traded across all sectors on the NGX. Over the past year, the services sector distributed dividends exceeding 75 million naira to shareholders. In the first half of 2024, it recorded tax payments totaling 185 billion naira, a 44% rise compared to the second half of 2023, and a 49% increase from the same period in 2023. Notably, Nahco contributed 3.1 billion naira in taxes in 2023, highlighting its pivotal role in bolstering government revenue and supporting Nigeria's economic growth. I thought they deserve a round of applause for that. Nigeria continues to support the services sector by offering a robust platform for capital raising and liquidity through equity listings, bonds, and other asset classes. The introduction of NGX digital platform, the NGX Invest, has further enhanced these efforts by streamlining primary market issuances and fostering financial inclusion, particularly among young Nigerians. This aligns with NGS's broader strategy to leverage advanced technology and market infrastructure, supporting over 5.7 trillion naira in capital raising across various asset classes year to date. Our multi-asset approach, which includes equities, bonds, ETFs, and derivatives, ensures seamless capital raising and liquidity for all investors. The Nigerian capital market has consistently demonstrated resilience, effectively navigating economic uncertainties while maintaining exceptional performance. Through initiatives like the X Academy, NGX supports listed companies by enhancing investor and customer understanding of the unique benefits of investing in these entities. Additionally, NGX's investment in Ethiopia Securities Exchange exemplifies our commitment to fostering growth and innovation in African capital markets. In closing, let me commend the board and management of Nahco for their commendable efforts in enhancing their operations, promoting business continuity, and restoring confidence amidst economic challenges. I also invite Nahco and other stakeholders to continue leveraging the benefits of listing on the exchange, including improved access to capital, increased global visibility, and enhanced liquidity. You know, the NGX is a member of the World Federation of Exchanges, which spotlights all the exchanges that are listed. We're also a member of the African Securities Exchanges Association, which integrates all the exchanges within Africa. And so an exposure to NGX not only gives you exposure to the Nigerian investor, but also gives you exposure to many of these leading capital markets. At the NGX, we believe that partnership is a key ingredient of our success, and we do have partnerships across different geographies, including partnership with the London Stock Exchange, which has seen dual listings occurring here and also occurring in London. But we're really particularly pleased with the MOU we have with Luxembourg Stock Exchange, which is really around sustainability. That is the leading exchange in the world around sustainability, and we do have companies that are listed here, and at the same time, they decided to take advantage of that listing. So we encourage all our corporates to leverage our platform as an institution, because we are committed not just to partnership, but also to customer centricity. And we have seen the benefits of collaborating and working with all these exchanges to provide a leading platform that can allow our corporates to take advantage of capital raise exercise anytime they choose to. I do recognize there are also people that are joined us today that are online. So let me welcome all the people that are using our various channels to access this event. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, sir. It is now time to hear from Nahco Aviance PLC. Please make welcome with me the chairman, Nahco Aviance PLC, Dr. Sheyinde Oladapo Fadeni, for his special remarks.
Thank you once again. All protocols observed. We are here again to show the facts behind the figures. And just let me take a cue from the doyen. It's full of proverbs. When a lizard falls, and he looks here, and he doesn't see anybody clapping for him, he will just knock his head like this, say, I try. So we are here to say, we try, not be small. It's always a pleasure for us in Nahco to visit NGS. The relationship between your institution and ours is one with intent to keep with all cordiality. We decided to visit again this time to come to show voluntarily how we have been faring as a listed company. The everyday challenges of the operating in this environment notwithstanding, Nahco continues to work tall in the aviation industry where we operate. The details will be shown shortly in a presentation by the management of the company. Our job at the board is to provide the enablement for the management team to deliver on strategic goals. And I can say here, both just individually and collectively, the management has done very, very well, and we are very proud of them. We have and we continue to adhere to solid corporate governance principles in all that we do in the company. This is non-negotiable. As a company that has consistently paid high dividends over the years, Nahco PLC will continue to seek higher dividends for its shareholders. I'm sure Alhaji Farouk would love to be in Nahco now. This is the, I hope so. To do that, the company has to increase profitability. To increase profitability, the company is making huge investment in manpower and equipment. Only last week, and continuing this week, we have been taking delivery of brand new ground support equipments to further enhance our service delivery. We have a broad plan to replace the few aging equipment in our fleet by 2025, not 2026. Nahco will continually create and take advantage of opportunities to increase holders' value. I was just talking to the CEO just now, and he was telling me that if we need money, we should let him know. First of all, I said we don't need money. And then I also thought that one of our subsidiaries, we expect them by the end of next year to have hit a $25 million revenue. And I said, then we can ask them for money if we need. Let me say that we acknowledge the very many benefits of being listed on the exchange. Time won't permit me to start naming them one by one. We also necessarily must acknowledge the other debates that regularly turns up when listed companies gather together, a debate to which Nahco as a company has not taken a stand. The debate is simply this: is there any over-regulation or just fair regulation? This is a friendly visit, and we won't be requiring any answer to this question. So don't ask us during Q&A. We won't answer. We may at any other time, other forum in the future. For now, we are just happy to be here and to thank you for giving us the opportunity. We commend the important role of the exchange in the capital market, the steering leadership that has consistently been embedded in highest, and we must also note that we are impressed with the constant modernization process that the exchange, especially the recent launch of NGX Invest, a fully digital share offering platform. I also much acknowledge the dynamism that we have seen among the capital market operators, particularly the high level of ethnic among the stockbroker that has helped preserve the reputation of this market. Let me conclude by reiterating that we remain committed to the ideal of good corporate governance and sustainability growth. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. It is now time for the presentation. Shall we please put our hands together for Dr. Peter Obabori for the presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The CEO of NGX, Mr. Jude Chemeka, and senior executive members of your team, the doyen of the market, glad to see you again after a long while. The chairman of Nahco, Dr. Sheyinde Fadeni, and also other distinguished members of the board who are present here this afternoon. We're glad to be here, and I want to commend all of our colleagues from Nahco who are also present in the room. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, happy to be here this afternoon. I'll be taking us through these slides. I hope we have some slides already. Thank you very much. Just to be sure that this is working before I. Please check for me if this works. Working now. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Left, right. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll be walking us through this document. And first is the content page where we have the company profile and our key strategic initiatives that Nahco is involved with at the moment. I'll also take us through the milestones and accomplishments we've had in the last 1, 2, 3 years, overview of our industry and the landscape of our business. And I will invite the CFO, who is the subject matter expert, who will take us through the financial highlights and the company outlook and financial forecast for the years to come. And you will find this very exciting as we go along. I start with the governance and company profile. Nahco is a fairly aged company, 45 years now. It's been in operation since 1979. And that's quite a record in Nigeria. If you're able to run a business and the business survives for 45 years, something to commend. Because due to the volatility of the market, all manner of things happen to businesses, and the rate of attrition of businesses is very high. So for you to be in business for 45 years, I think for me, it's a major milestone. And if you look at Nahco at a glance, we are servicing about 31 airlines at the moment. And of course, we are hoping for more to come into the country. And without any doubt, we are the first choice to be spoken to when it has to do with the best in terms of ground handling services. We are located now at 21 airports in Nigeria. Thankfully, a few other new airports are coming. The state governments are building some dedicated cargo airports here and there, and we are speaking to some of them already. Number of employees as of today, still counting, 3,167. And if you look at the right side of the screen, you will see the market share, which is showing the distribution of the market. Now, on the upper side, you have the international airlines. Nahco has about 85% of that market. And then the others have 15% to contend with. That's quite something that we're very proud of. And if you look at the domestic side of the market as well, that's also a major area of dominance by Nahco. We control about 60% of that market, and the rest of the other players are dealing with about 40%. Now, if you look at the services we render, it's very broad, and it's still continuous. We're building a lot more, and I'll try and get into some of those as we go along. At the moment, we're doing cargo handling services. Our core business is ground handling, but of course, there are other new ventures that are coming. We have Nahco logistics services. We have aviation free zone, Nahco free trade zone at the airport as well. We have aviation training, we have ticketing services, we have lounge services, and one of the latest additions is Nahco commodities. And I will also speak to that somewhere along the line. Now, this gives an array of the customers that we are serving. This is very rich. There is hardly any big name that you know in the airline industry that Nahco is not serving. Starting from Lufthansa, you will see Delta Airlines there. You will see DHL. You will see Emirates. These are giants in their own spaces across the world. You will find, even in our local environment, you have Landover Aviation, you have Allied Air, you have DHL, you have UPS, and these are the area of customers that we serve. So generally speaking, the big names are our clients. And this gives a picture of our group as of now. This is still expanding. The more opportunities we have, the more we pursue. But as of today, our core business is Nahco Aviance PLC, which is the umbrella organization that is also birthing new subsidiaries, as you are finding out. Now, on the list of the subsidiaries, we have Nahco Logistics Services that is focused on air, land, sea, clearing, forwarding of equipments and shipments from Lagos to the rest of Nigeria. And if you need to bring anything from any part of the world into Nigeria, Nahco Logistics provides that service. I mentioned before Nahco Free Trade Zone, which is also at the airport, helping to maximize opportunities for those who require to do production at the airport for the export market. That's what we are doing at the NFZ. And that's also expanding very rapidly with some of the opportunities we have in China to expand the NFZ opportunities. Now we have Nahco Travel and Hospitality. This is a new addition to the family. And already, this is beginning to do well because by virtue of our relationship with the airlines, we're able to leverage on that to make you have access to tickets that are quite friendly in terms of pricing. And in the near future, you will hear a lot more about what hospitality is trying to do. Sometime in the future, you will hear about some hotel that may come up under this umbrella. Now we have Nahco commodities that I mentioned as well. This is our trading platform for commodities across the world. Cocoa, peanut, or cashew nut, etc. All of this, we have agreements signed with foreign organizations who are beginning to buy large quantities from Nigeria. That's a major area of interest even for the government of Nigeria. Export is the main thing. And I saw that in the last couple of weeks, a report came out that showed that for the first time, we have done more export than we have done import in Nigeria. That's really commendable, and this is where Nahco is plugging into this opportunity. One way to reverse the failure of our foreign exchange is to do a lot more of export, and Nahco is cashing in on a large scale in this space. Now, who are the people behind some of the things I've said now? Thankfully, you are meeting some of them in this room. We have the board chairman, erudite businessman, who has assembled a team of professionals. And if you begin to check the number of years of experience, I'm sure you'll be counting more than 500 years here. Because there's a professor of economics and accounting somewhere there. There's Reverend Olaya. If you go online and check the profile of the men that we have on the board, it tells the story of why Nahco is beginning to do phenomenally well over and above what you may have known it for in the past. We have Mr. Abdulhamid Aliyu, also a fellow of the Institute of Stockbrokers of Nigeria, seated also in this room. We have Mr. Tajuddin Shobayo. We have Mrs. Abimbola Adebakin. We have Mr. Taufik Salman. We have a stockbroking expert and an activist in the stock market, Mrs. Adebisi Bakri, also there. And of course, we have Mr. Akinwumi Fanimokun, who is a banker of many years standing with reputation in the industry. And these are the men and the ladies who run at the board level for Nahco. Now, of course, this is also strongly supported by a strong team of management professionals. And if you check this also, you'll find people who have also managed other organizations in the past with long-standing experiences in their various fields of endeavor. That team is led by Indranil Gupta, who is the GMD CEO, who is not able to make it here today. We have Saeed Lasisi, fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. We have Mr. Adeyi Emiloju, FCA. We have Chioma Ufo, who leads one of our subsidiaries, NFZ. We have Ms. Ijoma Ezenwa, who is the CEO of Nahco Commodities that I spoke about a few minutes ago. We have Didier Stoulet, who is the Chief Operating Officer. Thankfully, he's seated somewhere there in this class. And then we have Prince Aderemi Adejobi, who is the CEO of Nahco Logistics. And I'm here as well as Director of Corporate Services. And within this team, a lot happens on a day-to-day basis, and we, of course, report to the Board of Directors. And, of course, that's not the last of those teams. We have large support structure across the country. In all the airports in Nigeria, there are senior executives across who have to ensure that the day-to-day of the company is properly managed, and the results that we're speaking about is brought every quarter for submission to the NGX. A few about our milestone and accomplishments. Nahco has reputation, has credibility, and we've done this over the many years. There are a few awards that we've won, just a few, just to mention one or two of them. Nahco is a two-time winner of the prestigious NSC Presidential Merit Award for the aviation sector. And Nahco is the first ground handler in West Africa to be ISAGO certified. ISAGO is an IATA certification, and we are the first in West Africa to have that award. Nahco is also the first ground handler in West Africa to be RA3 certified. RA3 has to do with the security measures that have to be put in place if you're exporting to Europe. And we are the first company in Nigeria to be so awarded. Nahco also is the first ground handler to develop alliances with the International Air Cargo Association. That's a major advantage for Nahco Logistics. Now, we have garnered significant recognition and awards from clients and industry stakeholders. That list is very long. Just to mention a few of them: Business Excellence Award 2024, NIGAV Award 2023, Avolad Engineering Award 2022, and many more. These are awards that keep coming on a day-to-day basis due to the recognition of what Nahco is doing within the industry. Now, these are a few highlights of what Nahco has also done in the current business year. we've expanded services or our offerings and obtained licenses for the Christian and Muslim pilgrimage services, meaning that if churches or mosques want to do pilgrimage to either Turkey or to Saudi Arabia, Nahco is now able to put all of that together as a package and enable people to do these tours and tourism activity. Also, Nahco retained our current businesses, which of course is the ground handling, but of course we've gone into commodities, as I mentioned, and we also have Nahco Travels and Hospitality also blossoming now. In the last few months, we've had what is called the 5-year business transformation plan done for us by one of the best and the leading consulting companies in Nigeria, as a matter of fact, all over the world, and that becomes effective from 2025 to another few years thereafter. Just like the chairman also said, we are refleeting our GSC. GSC are the equipment that you have at the airport, pushing the aircraft, helping us to load baggage and to offload and to do many other things at the airport. In the current year, we've spent about $5.2 million to refleet. That's quite an amount if you know the exchange rate and what we've dealt with in the last 12 to 24 months of Nigeria. And then in the coming business year, 2025, we're hoping to spend about $4.7 million to buy additional GSCs, just like the chairman has said earlier. And of course, we have what is called the Nahco Export Processing Center at the airport. First of its kind, world standard, where food can be processed, packaged before they're exported to other parts of the world. This was heavily publicized somewhere along the line earlier in 2024. And on this list also is the automation and digitalization of our business processes. I did mention at the meeting room earlier what we are doing with the CSCS to do some automation of our processes and to e-archive many of our materials and stay as much as possible away from paper environment. That also is work in progress, and hopefully we'll report on that in the future when we come back. And also, these are some very important and notable things that happen in the company in the course of the year. Lufthansa Airlines declared Nahco PLC station, Port Harcourt station, as its best station across the entire Lufthansa African network. Not minding countries like South Africa or Egypt, Lufthansa said Nahco Port Harcourt is the best across Africa. That's quite commendable for us. Now, we also have Virgin Atlantic rating Nahco's performance as level 1, ranked above industry service level expectation. That's an above average performance. Staff have found and returned valuables on aircraft, including cash, laptops, cell phones, iPhones. Now, somebody will say, what's special about this? With the way our economy has become, people have become very desperate. So when people find things like $1,000, $2,000, and they return it, you'll be wondering what's wrong with their head. But we have a good example in Nahco. A gentleman called Dan Kode won a global award across the world for returning the sum of $10,000 that he found on an aircraft in Kano recently. And as a matter of fact, in Europe recently, he was presented with an award for being an example out of Nigeria. And this is not just the only one. We have several of these type of things happening in Nahco over and over again. Staff were commended for commitment and dedication to excellent service and customer experience. This has become our norm, has become our value in Nahco. I'll walk through this a little bit and then stop at the next area, and then the CFO can take over from me. Now, this is a short overview of our industry and the landscape of our business. I'll have to refer to my note because that is a bit far away from me, and it's a little bit tiny. The Nigerian market, just a moment, please. Okay. The African aviation industry has shown remarkable resilience in recovering from the challenges posed by COVID-19 pandemic, experiencing steady growth in recent years. The passenger numbers have grown. We had 178 million before. In 2022, we have 178 million. But just before that, let's go back to 2019. If you look at that graph from right to left, We had about 229 million before COVID, and it dropped to 77 million during COVID. 2021, it went to as high as 114 million, and as you can see in 2022, there's a lot of recovery, as we can see on that graph. As at 2022, international passenger traffic in Africa has increased to 72% of its pre-COVID numbers. Domestic passenger traffic has also recovered to 91% of its pre-COVID numbers. Egypt continues to dominate as Africa's largest aviation market, surpassing its global pre-COVID passenger traffic by 4.1%. And this graph also shows international forecast for the next years up to 2027. As of 2019, we have that as over 100%, and what these numbers are saying is that by 2027, we will have had an increment up to about 123 million. And domestic passenger forecast also is growing in the same proportion, which of course gives us reason to be happy, because as we have more growth in that sector, that means more business for Nahco and for the industry. The Nigerian market has exhibited resilience and growth even amidst a challenging economic landscape. Domestic has grown by about 10.51%, and international has grown by about 12.07%. The good side of it also is the cargo, which has also grown slightly from 7.79% to 7.97%. This is just a slight growth. In our free trade zone market, we've had a bit of growth by about 18.26%. And our logistics services, we've had about roughly 10%, which is about 9.98, roughly 10%. This shows the kind of progress we're expecting to see over the many years to come. I'll just halt there a little bit and ask the CFO to come delve into the issue of the key financial highlights and our outlook for the years to come. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to stand on the existing protocols. I will be taking us through some slides on our 2024 highlights. I will also talk more about our future outlook. We have steadily grown our revenue we have steadily grown our revenue from 2022. In 2023, we grew by about 69%, moving to 28.3 billion naira from 16.7 billion naira in 2022. And in 2024, as at October, year to October, we had grown by about 36% from 28.3 billion to 38.4 billion naira. Our gross profit has also grown steadily from 7.5 billion naira in 2022 to 15.0 billion naira in 2023, and as at October 2024, we had grown by about 52%, resulting in 22.7 billion naira. Of course, we are not immune to the challenges of the economy. Our cost has also grown, both operating and admin costs. In 2022, we had 12.8 billion naira, and it grew by about 47% to 18.9 billion naira in 2023. As at October 2024, it had grown to about 23.7 billion naira, which is about 26% over that of 2023. Our profit before tax, as expected, has also grown by about 126% from 3.8 billion naira in 2022 to 8.6 billion naira in 2023. And as at October 2024, we have grown by about 53% to 13.2 billion naira. Of course, maybe a question someone might want to ask is, how do we expect to fare at the end of the year? And I can tell you that definitely we will grow more than this. I can't say precisely by what percentage, but I can tell you that you can expect something higher. sorry, like I said, that we are not immune to the challenges of the economy. A lot of things happening, high inflation rate, the volatile exchange rate, also increased labor costs. All these have affected our costs. We are actively taking steps to enhance the company's these pillars are accelerate growth in our businesses by enhancing growth, maintain leadership position, and drive organizational successes. Differentiate with operational excellence by transforming Nahco's operating model with leading practices to drive superior institutional effectiveness. Lead with digital. Enable our businesses with technological capabilities to drive revenue growth and increase efficiency. The last of the four pillars is to deliver a transformed people and culture by embedding a high-performance culture across the organization that motivates, attracts, and retains top talent. We are committed to achieving specific performance goals by year 2029, while simultaneously expanding our service offerings. We have financial targets and we have non-financial targets. Our financial target is that by year 2029, we will have achieved 300 billion naira revenue growth. And we expect this 300 billion naira to be contributed by the various subsidiaries and activities. Ground handling, we expect 120 billion naira. Cargo handling, we expect 40 billion naira. Nahco logistics services, we expect 36 billion naira, and 15 billion naira from Nahco free zone. Others are 80 billion naira from Nahco commodities, 7 billion naira from Nahco travel and hospitality, and 2 billion naira from aviation academy. Our non-financial targets cover areas of customer satisfaction, which we don't want to do less than 85%. Customer retention, we want to achieve 95%. Automated processes at a level of 90%. Employee satisfaction score of 85%. Employee attrition of 10%. And digital adoption rate of 80%. While simultaneously implementing these ongoing initiatives, people, process, technology, we plan to do many things. Under people, we plan to do investment in capacity building for both technical and non-technical staff. Commenced staff recognition programs to improve engagement and motivation, and embarked on a preliminary culture change with direct communication and access to the GMD, and that's the new Nahco that we are planning to have. On processes, investment in the improvement and transformation of business processes across the group. Employed the services of a leading foremost consultant to review the processes across the group to align them with global industry, leading practices. The pursuit of operational excellence through properly defined and streamlined processes and state-of-the-art SOPs. On technology, automation of processes across the business and the deployment of technology will promote crowd control and improve safety at the export and import warehouses, as well as enhance efficiency and drive productivity. Our projected revenue of 300 billion naira in the next 5 years is planned to happen in this way. That as at October 2024, we had achieved 32.49 billion naira, and we intend to close the year with about 50 billion naira. 2025 will move to about 71 billion, and in 2026, our expectation is that we will do 101.9 billion, and by 2027 we'll be at 146 billion. 2028 we'll be doing about 209.34 billion, and in 2029 we'll achieve our 300 billion naira. This projected growth trans improvements. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, another round of applause for the management of Nahco. Thank you. It is now time for questions. Please, if you have questions for the management team, kindly signify by raising up your hand. Questions? Okay, we have one here. We have another here. Do we have one more? Then third. We'll take the first three. Perhaps we have other hands after that.
Good afternoon. My name is Mohammed Jami Kadi. I trade for APT Securities and Funds Limited. In the course of your discussion last time, you were saying that you have presence in about 31 airports, if I'm not, if I'm correct. And you said, thank God, you have some state governments that are now having airports now. My question is this: what drive your presence in some of these airports? Is it as a result of business opportunity, investment opportunity, or anywhere you see airport, that's where you visit? And that's the reason why I'm asking this question. Thank you very much.
So let's take the second question. Can we? Where's the mic?
Thank you. You had counted me at number 3, so I thought somebody was going to go before me. For the records, my name's Nona Awo. I want to also join the Doyen in welcoming Nahco. I'm not sure whether it's even the Doyen I should be joining, but I want to join whoever has joined in welcoming Nahco. For the records, my name's Nona Awo, like I mentioned earlier. I find in your presentation, first, I want to commend you. You said so many things in very few minutes. This is probably one of the shortest presentations I've seen, but not lacking in substance. But because I don't sit on your board and I don't work for management, I want to ask the question that I should ask. First, given the presentation that I saw, I want to assume that very many persons on your board either play or watch football, and for those of them whose legs are not as strong in playing football, also play the game of chess. But your presentation has also exposed you, has also taken advantage of your opponent. I looked at the setup that you had. You put the 2 women to do central attack. And if you know football, the chances are high, even when the men want to go for the ball, because they are women, they probably will be slow and soft in hitting them. So, Chairman, next time you arrange this team, make sure that you are the arrowhead in scoring the goal, so that they can bash your leg and bash your face and whenever that time opportunity comes. But that itself then brings me to the main issue. Hospitality. Every street in very many towns, major towns in the country now, has become corner for hotels. And I'm wondering, for a nation that is low in tourism, that has huge challenge around security, and all the other challenges that we have, what is informing your interest in hospitality? And so so it don't turn out to be, because we need to be there, and then at the end of the day, we are not getting enough returns. By the way, I also hold some small shares in Nahco. Yes, I know that in some other countries, the margins can be high. But given the picture I've painted, I'll be interested as to what is making the push. I also want to commend the fact that you made projections, but I would have wished that that material is also distributed. I'm not a lawyer, but one of the things that lawyers will tell you is that such document can be used as evidence against you tomorrow. That's why you don't just come and say, we are going to do this, we are going to do this, and then that is relayed. Very many times you won't even properly relate because you don't have the material. So I want to confirm that that will be shared with us. But for me, is to hold it as evidence against you the next time you come. And on a final note, it's good that we have subsidiaries. But one of the things I'll also be interested in hearing, in the next 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, what are you hoping will be the contribution of the subsidiaries to the group? And because I've also seen instances where subsidiaries become a pool as to the progress of the organization. So if you give me that, again, it gives me some level of measure as to what exactly to be looking out for as time progresses. Again, I want to commend your coming, but please push Nahco to the point that Nahco becomes far more popular than it is. I was privileged to be here when Nahco was privatized. I was privileged to be here when Nahco was listed, but I know that the pool that you have here, fortunately, your company secretary has probably one of the longest Chinese in your team, can also attest to that, because Chinese join the job and they never leave the organization. So he has become a Chinese in Nigeria, but I'll be interested as to you coming here and telling us that we have made progress, not only in terms of your performance, also in terms of your followership. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Let's have the last question for this round. For this round here.
Good afternoon. My name is John Isesele. I want to appreciate Nahco that for those of us who have been associated with Nahco have no regrets so far, either as stockbrokers, as investors, or even lizards. But I want to ask, in your process improvements, innovation, and even in going into the new areas like hospitality and tourism, does Nahco intend to approach the market anytime soon? And in what essence, either rights or public offer? Thank you.
All right, so we can have a response to these questions.
Thank you very much for the questions. Quite exciting. First, from Mr. Jamiu, 21 airports in Nigeria were there. The ones that are being formed by the state governments, we go there by invitation. When you invite us to come there because you are trying to drive traffic to those locations, we go with you. We've had requests from Ogun State government at some point, also from Ekiti State government at some point to come work with them to set up our operations there. So if you invite us to come because you have set up a new airport, of course we'll go with you. Number two is that when the numbers are right, in terms of passenger traffic, that should drive business. We are looking for more customers. We are looking for more airlines to serve. When an airline comes to town and is trying to expand its own routing, we would like to go with you. So sometimes we sign a bulk agreement with an airline saying wherever you go in Nigeria, we're there with you. So it's business driven in most cases. If there's no money to make there, we're also not very much interested, except the state government is saying, I will bankroll you to some extent to just ensure that we have the right type of passenger volume, and then we're happy to go with you. So it's business driven substantially. And number two, I heard that Mr. Nonawo, good to see you again. You're one of the best people that I know in this room every time we show up here. And without any doubt, you've demonstrated again that you are able to dissect our numbers adequately. With respect to hospitality, we've had a series of reports done. We've had to sit with experts to look at the industry of hospitality in Nigeria. And the crux of their finding is that we don't have sufficient number of good hotels in Nigeria. You'll be surprised. We had a South African company come into Nigeria at a point, and they did some research on this and showed us that you don't even have enough hotels that can serve the creme de la creme of Nigeria. That's a fact. So if you go to Radisson today, you go to Marriott, they are fully booked. The small hotel down the corner may not be fully booked, but where big money is, big money, big people go there and they spend money. So you find most of those hotels fully booked from time to time. So when you get into GRA Ikeja, you will see that more hotels are still coming right now. And you can watch what happens to them in 1 year from now. You can check. We've done some research on this to prove. Okay. So, and of course, don't forget that we are also a big player in the aviation industry. Our immediate catchment market are the airlines. We service them. We have about 80% of those airline passenger and crew that we're even moving. We have our bus services that move them from place to place right now. So the natural place to go for them is our hotel if we have one. So these are part of the compelling reasons that we are considering that will make us to go there at the right time. We are open to partnerships. There are other people also speaking to us in the same area. So if a big hotel is coming to Nigeria, for example, we are the natural partner to go with. We don't even have to put our money down if we don't want to do that. But we can partner and guarantee them that passengers will come there because we already have the passengers, and we have the airline crew behind us. So those are the type of synergies we are looking at in this area. You raised a question about projection to 300 billion. Can we share the document? I'm not sure it's a hidden document. We can only share it if there's a need to. These are projections. When the future comes, we'll talk about what happens at that time. But we are very positive. We are very positive. All of our numbers are based on expectations and assumptions of what will happen in our country. We are not living in isolation. Based on projections, what's going to happen in Nigeria, what's going to happen in the global market, and we've made these projections without fear. And we hope that we can do what we said we'll do by God's grace. There's a question around process improvement. Of course, process improvement is a permanent moving target. Whatever we've done today becomes obsolete tomorrow. That's why we have experts who are working with us in the aviation sector. We also have consultants of the highest order working with us to ensure that we can do process improvement from time to time. So that's core. That's core in aviation. We're guided by IATA. We're guided by other regulators who must give us guidelines as to what we must do to improve services, because they're already done in some other markets anyway, and we are being forced. Like you said, by 2028, certain things will happen here. So we're also trying to, be led by the global market, because it's an international business, by the way. So we are committed to more process improvement. Those are my immediate responses to what you said. Thank you.
All right, can we take more questions? Dr. Farouk? The mic.
The first question to you is, I know when I was on the board, we were thinking of getting the concession for Murtala Mohammed Airport. I think, I don't know what you are doing about this, but I think government wants to get private partners to manage the airports. And I think you have the capacity, so I don't know whether you are thinking of that. The second thing is I want to commend you because Nahco is the only quoted company that has institutionalized bringing representative of minority shareholders on their board. And I think this is very good. I was there, then after me, Sasoni Nwosu, and now Mrs. B.C. Bakari. And I know you have a very good corporate governance. We are talking of hospitality. I hope I will live to see Nahco building and managing big hotels in Lagos and other key places in Nigeria. Rather than even servicing airlines, are you not thinking of owning an airline company? you have the capacity, and you can come to this market. When Arik had some problems, people were saying that Nahco was trying to acquire Arik. I don't know whether that was true or not. But I want to see the free trade zone. When we were there, nobody thought we could do it. And since my time, I know we had started getting revenue in dollars from the free trade zone. And I'm happy with the presentation I saw today, because our projection is that the free trade zone business will even give us more revenue in Nahco than even handling the aircrafts. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Really appreciate. My name is David Adonri. Well, first, let me state that Nigeria is an agrarian economy. And so while the presentation was going on, we were informed that one of the areas of activities for Nahco is in the commodities space. And it was also mentioned that some enlightenment had been done, but I'm actually hearing this for the first time, because I am also associated with that space as an aggregator onboarded on Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange. And I know that the agriculture area has limitless opportunities, and operating in that space alone can enable Nahco surpass the expected revenue in 2029. So can you briefly shed a little more light on what you do in that space? And if possible, can you really do a program for us in the capital market so that we are carried along? Thank you very much.
Thank you. The last person there.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mrs. Agatha Ofili. I trade for Mega Equities. My question is this. In your presentation, you made projection up to 2029, about 300 billion. Is it just operational efficiency you hope to get that money, or you want to raise money from the capital market? Secondly, I would like the literature of this presentation to be sent to us by email, because we need to know more about it so that we know how to advise our clients. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Can I have responses to questions now?
So thank you very much. I want to answer your question from the last person. You were talking about our projections to 2029. Just as we said, we have a 5-year projection and a program, a pillar. It's not, we have a lot of subsidiaries, and these are the places we want to take advantage of. We try to code the ecosystem of the airport. Not only this, most of our clients are even asking us that, come, why are you not doing food in the planes? Why are you not providing water? Because they've seen our services to be first class, and that's why we want so many awards. And they're asking us, why don't you provide all this? And that's one of the reasons why we are taking advantage of this. I was just talking to the CEO just now, but just before we came here, and I was telling him that already some of our clients are asking us already to come to some African states that cannot provide the kind of quality service that they'll be expecting. And we are looking at that. We also have a country that we are looking at now that we might take over their grant handling. We are looking at it. But just as Dr. Obabori said, what drives us to anywhere is the business case. One is good, we go there. So that sounds it. Then on the commodities, we just started the commodities. We tried about a few months or years, a few months ago. We started initially with pepper and some other things. We have Nahco pepper, we branded it and we did everything as a test case. Fortunately, we didn't get the right something. But right now, what we have done is to go further to sesame seeds, flour, what do you call it, hibiscus flour. Yeah, you find out that I went to Atlanta and I saw about almost 20,000 square meter warehouse where they store hibiscus. And some of them are from Nigeria, some of them are from other places. And we've signed some contracts, MOU with them already. And fortunately, one of our subsidiary, the logistic company, handles Julius Berger's containers. Julius Berger exports almost 30 to 40 containers every month of cashew outside this country. So we're going to take advantage of that, and we are sure that we will meet our figures. We are very, very sure that we'll get it done. The NFZ, yes, we made the NFZ where we came in. We try to revitalize it. We try to make sure that we take it to a higher place that we expect. A few months ago, we signed some agreement with some Chinese companies, and they've even asked us to even create a Chinese village for them. We are looking at that. They are asking for almost about 100 hectares of land. We are talking to Lagos State. And one of the things we want to do is to use Nahco as the hub for West Africa. So if you assemble whatever you want to assemble in NFZ, you don't need to bring it to Nigeria. You just take it out of this country. This is where we don't, just as he said, we don't also want to play into the hand of our enemies. We are trying to keep some of these things without allying people. Airline, no comment. I signed no circumstantial not disclosure. If it comes through, we'll let you know. But I always tell somebody, everybody, I said, if your airline is a good business, Dangote will be there. We will look at it. So, concession. We won the concession in the last government, but we're taken to court. But we are talking to the government, and I'm sure we will succeed. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Once again, please, a round of applause for the board and the management team of Nahco PLC. Thank you very much. It is now time for the vote of thanks. May I please have the doyen of the market, Sam Ndata, for the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will first of all thank the CEO of the exchange, because he has been doing great work. He has been doing a lot of work that catches my attention. Mostly, he takes time to explain the modernization of the exchange to the newcomers and those who they are visitors, because some of them, if somebody is not where somebody was buried, if you ask him to assume the person, he starts from a wrong place. So that's why it is very, very necessary to explain to them that this is the new exchange and this is where we are. And to our latest visitors on the exchange, I congratulate you for coming, because you signed the agreement that you dance naked when necessary. This is part of the dancing naked, to come and tell us what we are doing and where your figures are coming from. And we are happy. If I'm asked to award some marks to you, I will say I'll give you 95%. And let me warn, because it's better to be warned than to make next time, if you are going to Gold Coast, Ghana, don't wear gold, because a lot of gold is found in Ghana. So if you want to tell proverbs, don't say it here, because we are the custodian of proverbs. For the lizard, he said he fall down. It's not because he wants you to clap for him or have ovation. One, maybe he's running stomach pains. He's looking for somebody to treat him and give him medicine. Or possibly because you are in food industry, you have to provide food. He's hungry. So if he's hungry and he wants food, the next thing you will do is to find food to give the lizard, not to look for ovation and clap for the lizard. What am I saying? You don't need the ovation. You don't need anything. Already you have the clapping already. You don't clap for yourself. We have clapped for you. I told you on the floor that, yes, each time you are here, we'll always honor you and clap for you. And you are not coming here as the fowl that went to a new land and stand with 1 foot. You are standing with your 2 feet. And we are happy that you are here. Each time you are here, we'll clap for you because you know you are doing well in your industry. And they say experience is very, very key. And they say, soldier go, soldier come, barracks remain. We are the barracks. Anytime you come, we are here to receive you and to honor you. And we're happy that you are here today. And if something good is happening to you, I don't think you have any need to go and visit the pastor or the native doctor to say, why is this good thing happening to me? Will you do that? Good thing is happening in Nahco. So you don't need to go to anybody to say you want to know why this good thing is happening. Why the good thing is happening, maybe you don't know. The fire you put initially was smoking. At a time, you took time to remove the smoking woods and bring fresh wood. The fresh wood you brought in is the one now selling. I'm not asking for bill. I'm just giving you what I saw as an elder in the house. Like I told you, the soldiers go, soldier come, barracks remain. We have been here. I've been here since 1988, in case you don't know. So each time you come, I'm here. When you say factory visit, I'm here and there in your factory. So I know what is happening in your factory. Even if I don't know, Farouk will tell me what is happening. So water finds its level. So I congratulate you that you have done well. You don't need to consult any pastor to say what is happening to us, why are we excelling, why are we doing this thing. We are telling you you are doing well. Like I told you on the floor, if somebody that is dancing doesn't know whether he's dancing well or he's not dancing well. It's the onlookers that will say you are dancing well. We are saying you are dancing well, in case you don't know. Continue to dance well. There's famine in the land, but you are feeding well. You are doing well. You are not running out of this country. So continue to do what you are doing best. what you know is what you do. You don't have to go and borrow idea from somebody that will come and mess you up. You are doing well already. So we thank you because you have proved us right. Because when we are bringing you into this market, people were saying, why are you bringing Nahco? What are the new things they will add to the exchange? But people can now see that we are adding new color to the exchange. More so, the sub-brokers and other professionals you added to your decision, you can see their input and what they are doing. Keep employing professionals. Well, I cannot be more Catholic than the Pope. I will end this catechism now. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Doyen. And at this point, we'll bring the facts behind the figures presentation by the Nigerian Aviation Handling Company, PLC, to a close. A big thank you to everyone who's joined us here today. Thank you all for coming. And also to our online audience, thank you for staying up until this moment. Please, I'd like the people on the table to please remain for pictures and also other board members to join them. My name is Ayomide Oguntoye, and until next time, compliments of the season.